What's going on, gents? It's your boy John coming back at you again with another video. Hope you like the new setup. I'm gonna apologize for the lighting from the get-go because it's just awkward and there's nothing else I can do. If you saw the setup that I'm using right now for this camera, you would laugh. You just laugh, man. So just deal with it for now. Hopefully, I'm gonna get I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was gonna say I'm gonna get a new setting. I don't think I will, so we're gonna have to deal with this for a few days. But anyway, I wanted to touch on a little subject before we go into the new year. Oh, also, hope you enjoyed a good Christmas. Hope you ate a lot. I think I already said that, but I'll say it again anyway. I certainly did, and I certainly didn't. I had two. It was both amazing and it was both absolutely shit. So, anyway, subject for another story for another day. But I was going to touch into a subject that I think we need to be very cognizant of before we go into the new year. We don't know how things are going to progress with the COVID thing and with the lockdowns. We're in tier 4 now, so things just don't seem to be getting better, which is okay because we have absolute control over what we do. Okay, it doesn't matter what happens, you control your life. Okay, are there going to be people trying to stop you? Yes, it's just going to be a bit more evident now. Okay, people are always going to try to stop you from doing what you want to do anyway, even if there wasn't a national emergency or a crisis situation. You're always going to get people trying to stop you from being the best version of who you could be, and that should be your main focus and goal, being the best version of who you are. And here's the thing, only you can define that for yourself. No one else can define it. And it seems to be the trend nowadays with YouTube coaching channels and self-development channels, and it's become a niche. It's become not niche, it's become a trend now to be into self-development, be into mentorship, be into coaching, be into masculine development. These things are becoming really trademarked now. They're becoming trademarked now. So I think it's very important to not only derive sources of information which you can trust, but also define your own vision as to who you want to be, because you're going to get a lot of people trying to tell you that you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should do this, and like, if everyone is going to do the same thing, then you're kind of doing what everyone else is doing, if that makes any sense. Okay, if everyone's trying to be an entrepreneur and be self-employed, what are you doing then? You're just doing exactly what everybody else is doing. If other people have said that you should be an entrepreneur, you should be self-employed, and you're like, well, I don't want to follow the crowd, but this person's telling me I should do this, maybe I should do this. It's not your own vision. Okay, if it is your dream to be a zoologist, which ultimately means you're going to be employed by someone, but it's your fucking dream, you die for it. But and it requires that you go to school, and it requires that you go to education, and it requires you go through that process. But then you've got people saying, no, you shouldn't go to school, it's a waste of money, university's a waste of time, blah blah blah. It's like you're getting distorted messages constantly, and you're never gonna. Well, that actually helps the lighting. Could I solve that issue? Wow. It sort of distorts the message, and you're not gonna manifest what you want to be if you are constantly being bombarded by you should do this, you should do that, and it's gonna distort your subconscious as well. So there's a lot of people that say this, and I agree with them. If you're not, oh Jesus, if you're not using social media for anything beneficial, if you're not using it for employment, if you're not using it to benefit your personal life, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Now, I can't say that I'm getting rid of it. I'm not. But what I am doing is I'm unfollowing a lot of people, and I've stopped following the useless trash that I used to follow, which was just there as entertainment. Even the self-development stuff was there as entertainment. It was just there to look at it and to feel good about looking at it. You'll only feel good about yourself if you do stuff. Okay, that's the honest truth about it. You'll only feel good if you're actually taking actionable steps towards the dream that you want to eventually have. And if you want to build the person that you want to be, you've got to be doing the things that that person would be doing on a daily basis. Okay, so only you can define that vision for yourself. I would say you dedicate a bit of time to just ask yourself, what do I actually want to be? Where do I see myself? Who am I? And you don't even need to answer these questions. You just need to come up with a little bit of a direction, a little bit of a step as to, okay, what am I going to do next? Yeah, what's my next goal? What's my next actionable step that I'm going to take that's going to help me achieve the goal that I eventually want to achieve, okay, or the life that you eventually want to have. So yeah, there's a lot of fake positivity out there. There's a lot of fake coaching, and actually, there's another word for it: toxic positivity. It's like they're forcing you to be positive 24/7. You can't do that. You're only naturally positive when you have a free flowing of well-being. You can't force yourself to be positive. It's like forcing yourself to be negative. No one forces themselves to be negative. They are just negative because they're in a bad rut. They're in a bad situation, mentally speaking, and they've got a bad habit of it. Okay. Same with positivity. You got to make it a habit to have a positive mental attitude. Okay, but don't force yourself to be positive. If you say to yourself, "I'm not feeling positive right now, something's wrong." No, it's not. Like, I saw someone on Instagram who I just unfollowed now. He said, "Let's make a contract. Let's make a pact. No anxiety for 2021." Well, here's the thing. If you say that I'm not going to be anxious for 2021 and then you become anxious, what are you going to do? You're going to feel bad about yourself because you broke your own fucking goal. You didn't achieve the goal that you set, which was not to be anxious. You can't do that. Anxiety is going to come. It is also going to go. Okay? It is a natural human emotion. The world is a chaotic place. If you then give too much importance to the world, you are going to constantly feel anxious on a daily basis. But if you give importance to the things that you can control, guess what? Your anxiety is naturally going to be very, very lessened. And when you give things importance that are outside of you, then you will feel anxious. And I'm not making this up, by the way. This is taken straight out of Epictetus's book, Discourses, the Enchiridion, and there's another one. There's 3 books in one. I'm just getting it straight from there, man. I'm not making this shit up. It's just Stoicism. It's literally Buddhism as well, right? The ancients have written all of this stuff down hundreds of thousands of times. All it takes is for you to open up the book and actually just read a few chapters. You don't even need to read the whole thing. Just read a few chapters and it'll tell you everything. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna say for today. That's my message. Get good sources, man. Get good sources of information. Stay away from the toxic positivity, self-improvement coaching guys, because they're not really gonna help you. They're more about trying to make a quick fix, a quick buck, and I just think you'll be better off if you follow your own intuition now that you know what you're doing. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing but you're trying to fix yourself, I would suggest you begin a program of bodybuilding. Just do simple calisthenics. If you're at home, you don't even need to get a dumbbell set. You can get a dumbbell set if you want, but you don't have to. You can just begin with push-ups and sit-ups and get yourself a pull-up bar. Actually, there you go. Start off with that and just do that. Okay, and try and beat your goals. Try and beat your records on these things every single day. So if you start with push-ups, you can start with 3 sets of 8. That's hard for you, and then you make that 3 sets of 9, 3 sets of 10, and then you add in another set. You make that 4 sets of 10 and 5 sets and 6 sets, and eventually you can go to 10 sets of 10, and you will feel good because you're crushing goals. Okay, bodybuilding is great, reading is great, and pray and meditate on a daily basis, and the rest of your life will come into fruition. Trust me. Okay, just get your life sorted out. All right, that's gonna be it. Take it easy.